Alright, this is a solo game of Above and Below Haunted. The solo rules came in the stretch goals box. It's got this little deck of action cards. You got this first action. I'll kind of go over all that as we're playing. Here are the bot rules. Is when reading these cards, you means the bot. If tied on a bot instruction, the player chooses. If a card requires 2 or 3 villages, but there's only 1, complete it anyways. Place all bot goods on its track at game end from lowest quantity to the highest. And when the bot gains a ghost, the first player chooses where it goes. The bot gains a ghost when hiring the lowest 3 villagers as normal. The bot loses reputation for having ghosts. So I'm just going to kind of set that off here to the side for my own personal reference if need be. So I have my goods up there. I have all my other resources off over here. If you need to know how to play the game, I'll include a link to the how to play up there. Just know I am using some upgraded bits from those stretch goals, such as the metal coins, the wooden Mystic Brew. I have wooden boats that will be showing up. I have this player marker, the pearls, all that is upgraded bits from the normal game. All that other stuff is normally punch board. Alrighty, so we are going to start as normal. I am going to be the first player. Basically, I'm going to be using my villagers to take actions. After I do an action, the bot's going to do an action, etc. So for its first, when it takes its first action, it will reference this card. Subsequent actions, we are going to flip over the top card and do what it says. I will say right now that there could be spoilers to this because this is a game where you go ahead and read out of a storybook based on these cave cards. So that could possibly, let you know what certain entries do read, but there is no like full-on spoilers per se, just, reading the story. With that, I gotta set up I did not do my line of villagers for hire yet. So there are the villagers for hire. So I think my first act is going to be, I'm going to hire. When you hire, you need to use someone who has a quill. So we're going to move them over. I am going to be spending 5. This is probably a bad idea, but we'll see. I like this person because they do have 2 lanterns. They have a hammer, so they can do everything. They go into my exhausted area because I bought from here. I also get a Mystic Brew, like so. And then that is it. That does not get refilled until the end of the round, so they come up first. Oh, I forgot to give them their starting bed. So because of the way things need to be set up, you're not necessarily going to see a lot of their buildings. I'll try and point out the ones that matter as they happen throughout the game. But so the first one is to train the leftmost villager. That is this one. So this is going to come over here. I can just move over any of these that goes. Their skills don't matter in relation to the bot. They will get a ghost because they did the leftmost one. So we are going to grab a ghost, and we only have one building that we can put it on, so we're going to put it on that one. And that is their turn. I kind of think I might explore just so I can get a cave card so I can maybe do some outposts unless there's something good I can afford. So up here is when I build, I can gain a reputation. When I gain a ghost, I get a gold. I can build without needing the cave cards, although exploring is part of the fun. And this one is when I labor, I get a Mystic Brew. So building one of those may not be a bad idea. But no, you know what? I'm going to explore. So you need to send off 2 villagers in order to explore. I am going to choose this card. I will then roll the die. It's a 2. So we grab our storybook. We go to story 86 because that's what I rolled. So a large mulky bird runs towards you, screaming, leaving a trail of grubby, molting feathers in the air. So you can calm it with an Explore 4 or trip it with an Explore 3. So right now I can max out at a roll or at 3, but I can always exert one, which puts them over here to get an extra lantern, which I think I'm probably going to do. I'm going to try and calm the bird. So what happens is you're going to grab dice for your characters, and then you're going to pick one and then roll the die and hope for the best. So let's roll for him first. So we got the 2 lanterns. Now we're looking for a 4 here. We got a 5. So we have 3, and I'm going to exert him. So I have 4, which means I succeeded. If you beat it by 2, you get a bonus. But so we calmed them. So we go to 86-1, which is right here. Sitting the monkey down, you build a quick fire and serve tea. Soon the brown bird is calm enough to speak. I was screaming because I forgot that yesterday was my mother's birthday and I didn't even mention I must give her one of my eggs today. The monkey shakes your hand and gives you a pouch filled with tree nuts before saying goodbye. So we get +1 reputation and we get 1 nut. If we had gotten more, we would have had another couple reputation and a coin. So we then flip this over. We now have a cave card we can build an outpost on. We have this nut. So there's a couple different things you can do when you get the items. You can put them up here for sale. I don't know if they ever buy. I'm probably not going to want to sell to them, but we're going to leave it up there for right now. Next thing you can do is you can put it down here, which will increase your income and give points for this, which actually, you know, I've changed my mind already. We are going to place it here. I was also the first one to acquire this, either from a story or from harvesting. We haven't had to harvest anything yet. So what that means is I am now going to take my cube and place it on the nut up here, which will be giving me endgame points. And that was my turn. I explored, so now their second turn is they flip over one of these cards. If you have built this round, draw a new bot card and take the action. Otherwise, they have not built yet. They are going to use 1 villager to do this. You are going to build the most expensive building with a good. If there are no buildings with goods, build the most expensive building, not star. So they can build one of these two. This one's 8. This is the most expensive. So they will build this one. This gets put up there, and they grab 2 of these tea leaves and place it on there because it's got the 2 little dots on it. And then we replace this. My turn. I have no one here, so I must pass. They are going to go until they are done with their active ones, which will be 1 more card. So 1 villager. Buy a good from the first player for 3 coins. Well, so now we know that they will buy it, if there is one available. Labor. Gain all goods on your buildings. If there are no goods to be harvested, claim 1 Mystic Brew. So they do have these 2, so they will claim those. They just go on their board for now because they are going to be placing them at the end of the game. And then they are the first to do the tea leaves, so they will put theirs right there. So we are now done with the round, so we go into end round. End round is first the ghost taunt. If you have any ghosts, they have 1, so they lose 1 reputation. We advance the round marker. We then do new villagers. These slide over, and we refill 2 more. We then rest our villagers in boats. Theirs just always automatically come over. I have 3 beds, which brings these over. I could spend 2 Mystic Brews to bring them over, which I think I'm going to hold off. No, you know what? Let's go ahead and bring them over. So I have now healed them. So we have brought our villagers. We collect income. I am at 4 income, so I get 4 coins. 1, 2, 3, 4. They do not get any coins, so they don't care about income. We refresh goods on buildings. If anyone had any of them that had this little arrow and there's none on there, they would get that then. And then we are going to pass the first player marker. I'm going to assume that we do pass it. And then we start a new round. So first round, they're going to train the leftmost villager. So they again grab this one, which is going to give them another ghost. They do have a building that goes on. If they had no available building, they wouldn't be able to put a ghost on there. Then it comes down to my turn. I have 2, 4, 6, 7. I wouldn't mind getting another bed. That's the only one that's got, or those 2 have a bed. They're giving me points for stuff I don't have yet. More income and points would also be nice. Being able to get goods in a boat. You know, rice is somewhat easy to get, so let's go ahead and we are going to build. We're going to spend 2, 4, 6 money to grab this one right here to go right there. Oh, that one would have been so much better if that one was out. Because that's a bed, that's income, that's points. That would have been pretty nice. So that was me, that was building. So they flip over their next card. This is 0 villagers. Remove the most expensive villager from the reputation board. If you have lower reputation than at least 1 player, they gain 1 reputation. Then draw a new bot card and take the action. So this one requires 3 villagers. If this is round 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, draw a new bot card, and take the action. Otherwise, so it's there. So if you have explored this round, they have not. So explore a basic cave. So we're going to grab a basic cave card. So your game, so we are going to roll. They are going to do 61. And they are going to gain the rewards from the choice with the lowest explore number. So 61 is you climb into a cavern filled with stone ruins. Cracks in the cave ceiling let in shafts of light and trickling waterfalls, while moss and hanging grass dress the ancient stonework in a royal wardrobe. In the center of the ruin, you find a floating head in a jar of liquid. Greetings, says the head in a deep, echoey voice, its glowing eyes opening slowly. Take me from this place and help me find a new body. But be wary, once you touch this jar, the traps will go off and defenders will be called. So they go with the one with the lowest explore number, which is leave the head and loot the runes. So we go them down to 61 too. So they get -1 reputation and they don't get coins. So the head calls out to you, but you ignore it, searching through mossy stones for treasure. Gain the rewards, do not gain the bonus. So they basically wouldn't get the one that would have been 2+. So that was them. I'm going to assume that they would still do the 2 villagers for that one. So I'm guessing they're out. So now it's up to me. I could explore again. Oh, they get the cave card though. There we go. So yeah, I think we are going to explore with those 2. Have a card, roll a die. We are going to 84. Roaring waters separate a large cavern. On one side, an array of tantalizing ruins covered in leafy vines. On the other, a mere scattered campsite. So at most I can do 4. So we are going to explore the camp, which is an explore 3. So let's go ahead and do the merfolk first. And now bearded dude. So that does give me a 4. You know what? We're going to exert him again so we can do a 5 and get the bonus. So we did 84-1 or 84. We explored the camp, which is 84-2. Among a pile of broken jars, their contents long since spoiled or eaten, you find a single jar filled with rice. So the bonus here is I get 2 rice and 2 coins. So I think we're going to throw 1 rice up here, 1 rice down there. And then because I was the first to discover rice, we're going to put that right there. And this way, in case they want to buy that one from me, we're good to go. There's those, and I have 1 left. So now I have 3 coins. So if I wanted a ghost, I could go up and grab somebody. You know what? Sure, what's ghosts among friends? So we're going to spend our 3. That one could be good for exploring because it gives me 3 of those with a 5. And if I can get a boat, yeah, we'll go with that one. So they come here, and then I get a ghost onto my building. And there is all of that. So now end of round again. So we get the hunt. So they go down 2 reputation. I go down 1 for my ghost. Round marker moves along. Then we go ahead and redo the villagers. We rest our villagers. So I think I'm going to leave him injured. I'm going to bring over these 4. We get our income. I am up to 5 now. No one has to refresh their goods on their board. And then first player token card comes over to me. And we are ready to begin the next round. So I think we're going to start off by just laboring because I want to try and get that card. So labor gives me 1 coin. Because my goal is to build that card next because it's going to give me an income and give me another bed so I can maneuver my people. So it's the first action. We're still in round 3. So they train the leftmost villager. So they would normally get a ghost. They don't have a building to put it on, so they do not get said ghost. So now my turn. So we are going to go ahead and use our building person right here. We are going to spend that 6 to go ahead and grab this building right there. So now I have 5 beds, so I have a bed for everyone. So now they flip over a card. This is 1 villager. Oh, I forgot to use the villager for the first card. There we go. If you have labored this round, they have not. So labor, gain all goods on your building. If there are no goods to be harvested, claim a mystic brew. Also, remove the leftmost villager from the reputation board. Coming back to me. I think I might adventure again to see if I can get some more stuff to push this up, because I don't have any money. I can't labor enough to be able to afford something and then still be able to buy it. So yeah, let's go ahead and we're going to venture with these two, because I'm hoping to be able to get something good there if I can get that 5. So right there, 6, we go to 72. You hear that a group of tourists from Ohm, the capital city of Toad Folk, has gone missing. When you find their boat, pieces of it lie scattered like the leftover bones of a feast. So I can search the remains for valuables 3, search for the missing tourists of 4. So I could do 5. So I know that the searching for valuables is probably going to knock down my reputation. But it's kind of what I want to do, because it's going to hopefully be easy for me to succeed and possibly be able to beat. So yeah, we're going to go and attempt to search the remains for valuables. So let's go ahead and start off by rolling for the merfolk. And then let's go ahead and roll for her. And we got us a 5. So that is 5 total lanterns. So search the remains, 72-1. Digging through the wreckage, you find a few boxes of supplies and a soggy suitcase. So -1. I get a ghost. I get a rice. I get a coin. And then my bonus is 2 mystic brews and 2 coins. So the ghost and negative reputation wasn't good, but you never know. We'll see how this plays out. So that was mine. Their next card is 1 villager. Banish. Banish all your ghosts. Well, that is annoying. And place 1 on a building owned by the first player. The first player chooses which building. Gain all the appropriate rewards except for coins. If you have no ghosts to banish, gain 1. So all they can do is do the outpost. The outpost is a boat and a mystic brew. And then I have to pass, so they're going to keep going. So 1 villager is build. If you have an empty cave, they do. Build the most expensive outpost. If you have no empty caves, build the most expensive building. So the most expensive outpost is this one. So that goes right there. And then 1 more. They're going to explore a basic cave. Oh, this is my cave card. That's their cave card. So we're going to go with 26. They are going to gain the rewards for the lowest explore number, do not gain the bonus. You stand at the shore of a massive underground lake, unsure what to do. A cave-in behind you blocks your way back, but the lake is huge and deep and you have no means to cross. A giant turtle, its gray shell covered in yellow and orange lichen, tramps out of the water and looks at you with eyes as dark and vast as a new moon. I can carry you across if you give me something in return. What do you have to offer? So explore 2 and spend 1 coin. It is the lowest explore number. So that brings us 26-1. You cross the dark water in silence, reflections of your lantern twinkling across the unsettled water like temporary stars. The turtle drops you off on the pier of a small Glogo fishing village and then disappears back into the deep. So they get 1 crab. They're the first to discover crabs, so they put their cube out there. And then also gain 1 reputation. And remove the leftmost villager from the reputation board. So now we both pass. So end of round. So ghost haunt. They don't get haunted. I -3 reputation. Pretty sure I'm banishing next turn. So that's that. Then we move the round marker. We go ahead and add new villagers. Like so. Ooh, the robot's out. So the robot uses its own bed, but you can't use Mystic Brew on it. Rest the villagers. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds. So 2 for this, and we're going to spend our Mystic Brew to bring him all the way over. Collect income. I am getting 6 income. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I might be buying me some buildings soon and or another person. That robot would be pretty nice, but we'll see. So collected income, no buildings need to be refreshed with goods, and then pass the first player marker over to them. Alright, so we are into round 4. So in round 4, they draw a bot card and take the action. So 1 villager to do that, and then I'm guessing a villager, because it shows on top of there. Banish all your ghosts. They don't have any. If you have no ghosts to banish, gain 1 reputation. So I think my first one may be to banish, because if I banish and put it on somewhere with a bed, or I want a boat would be nice. You know what, we're going to do that. We're going to use this to banish. So when I banish, I take all of them, I discard 2, I put 1 on somewhere. I'm going to place it on their outpost, which is going to give me a Mystic Brew and a boat. So what boats do is on my turn, I can move it over to get a coin, or when I explore, I can move it over to get turn a die into a 6. So they're up. This is 2 villagers. They have not explored, so now they're exploring a basic cave again. So again, they're going to go with the lowest explore number and do not get the bonus. So 55. You find a complex web of metal tracks in a vast mine varying dangerously up and down. A ghostly miner stands nearby. So talk to the ghost miner is explore 3. I lost my companions. My co-workers and I were crushed when the mine collapsed years ago. I've wandered for many years, but I can't find them. I suppose I'll follow you instead. I can guide you out of this place to a good fishing hole. So they get a ghost. They get a clam. And they would get a coin, but they do not collect coins. They are also the first to do clams, so they get a cube up there. So do I want to get that robot, or do I hope that they're going to bring him down a couple levels by next turn? And do I go for a building instead so I can start getting some good stuff? You know, I think we are going to build, and there's a few options. Mystic Brews are always good, especially if I hope to try and... Well, I have 5 beds, I have 5 people, so I'm pretty good for now, unless I buy someone. You know, I think we're going to spend 4 and up our income again by grabbing this building. And their turn. 1 villager. Banish all your ghosts. So the first player chooses which building. Gain all the rewards. So let's go ahead and we're going to put them on that one, which is just going to give them a Mystic Brew. Stop giving me ghosts. Let's go ahead and build again. We're going to spend our 5. And we're going to grab this one. So that's going to give me a couple of clams and give me another boat. This should be their last one. 1 villager. Buy a good from the first player for 3 coins. Haha! So that gives me 3 coins. Then labor. Gain all goods. They do not have any. If there are none to get, then get a Mystic Brew instead. So I think we're going to go exploring one more time. I have 3, so I could technically get someone. But then he's kind of doing nothing, but I could have him labor. You know what, let's have him labor first, which is going to give me a clam. We're going to place the clam right there. And then that also gives me a coin. Then they have to pass, so now I could hire. Or, you know what, we'll say she just labored as well. Let's go ahead and get our other clam and throw our clam up there. All right, that way I'm built up with my money for next turn. End of round. So Ghost Hunt, I lose a reputation. I really need to work on my reputation. The round marker goes. Replenish our villagers. Oh, I forgot to move my boats over to get coins. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds. Move those over. Done. Gain income. I'm at 6, 7, 8. So we're going to go 5, 6, 7, and 8. No replenishing goods. I get the first player marker. Oh, never replenished that one. There we go. So I think we're going to come over here and we're going to hire the robot for 5. So he goes over, he exhausted, so I'll get a couple rounds out of him, but he heals himself when that's always, or he rests himself, so that's always good. Plus I can send a huge adventuring party with him maybe. So that's mine. Their first action in round 5 is roll a die. If 4+, build the most expensive outpost. So this is the most expensive outpost. 2, 4, 6, 8. I have 8 that I can spend to build. Kind of want to build some stuff with goods so I can start moving my goods over. That's got the nut. That's not very helpful. I don't have crabs yet, but I can't build there because I don't have an explorer or one of those. So you know what? I think we are going to explore with those two. So I can get the card I need to be able to build down there. So die, roll it up. 3, so we go to story 9. You hold your lantern aloft in a large, dark cavern, the light glinting off something in the distance. An angry hiss sounds in your ear, and you turn to see an old woman with mist-white eyes squinting against your light. Put that out, he rasps. You may watch with me if you choose, but you must put out that lantern. So find the secrets in the darkness is an explore 5. Search in the light is 3. You know what? Let's go ahead and find the secrets in the darkness. Explore 5. Because I have the 2 boats, I can easily get to 5 if need be. So let's go ahead and roll for Mustache Man. And then let's roll for her. So we're going to shift over one of our boats to turn that into a 6. So we got our 5. For a long, uncertain moment, you stare into a darkness so deep you can't tell if your eyes are open or closed. Then you see them. Faint at first and then brighter, they appear as glowing lines and geometric shapes, abstract, yet moving in a way that's unmistakably organic. A strange, dancing procession unlike anything you've ever seen. The man speaks from somewhere in the darkness and presses a pouch into your hands. Thank you. These rare markings will be protected for another day. So I get +2 reputation. 1 ghost. Well, alrighty. And 1 tea leaf. So they have already discovered tea leaves, so I don't need to put this up there. I'm going to put that right there. Their turn. Buy. Buy a good from the first player for 3 coins. Yay, 3 coins. Then labor. They don't have any. Nothing to harvest. Gain a mystic brew. So I have plenty to build something fun. I wanted to build, what was it? The one with the crabs? And that gives me another boat. So move them over. 2 and 4. To build this one. It's got the 2 crab markers. Their next card is 3 villagers. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, I forgot to move over their 1 villager last time. If you explored this round, they have not. They bought explore a basic cave. Now we're going with the highest number, but they do not gain the bonus. So 32. The pieces of a tarnished silver robot lie in a muddy puddle covered in moss and grime. Little remains, just a head, neck, and shoulders with one arm still attached. As you approach, the eyes open, and the mouth opens and closes soundlessly. The arm, shuddering and uncertain, jerks forward and grabs hold of the ground, dragging itself towards you. So you're going to repair the robot, explore 5. With only so many pieces, there's not much you can do, but in your tinkering, you manage to restore the robot's voice. Its words are garbled and full of static. I was a guide, deep places, take me with, show you what I know. So they get +2 reputation. And adventure card 42. So this is Arzian Tech. You repaired an ancient robot equipped with knowledge of deep places. Once per round, you may pay 1 brew and 1 coin to gain 1 good type that is in your advancement track. So I'll just place this here. I don't think that really matters for them, but I'm going to still put it there. Then my last one is I'm going to move this over to gain a coin, so I don't forget this time. And then I'm going to move them over, I think, to banish the ghosts. And when I banish it, I am going to, so I can get a Mystic Brew and 3 coins, or another boat and a Mystic Brew. Let's go with another boat and a Mystic Brew, and then move that boat over for a coin. 1 villager, build. If this is the first or second round, it is not. If it is round 3 or after. If you have an empty cave, they do. Build the cheapest outpost. Cheapest outpost. Also, gain 1 reputation. And remove the leftmost villager from the reputation board. Alright, so passing again. So this time I have none. They lose 1 reputation. we advance the round marker. We get new villagers up here. We rest our villagers and our boats, so my 3 come over. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds, and the robot does his own thing. And then we bring all theirs over. Collect income. I am at 7, 8, 9, so I'm just going to give 1 back to grab a 10. No goods need to be refreshed. First player goes, and we have 2 rounds left. So their first action in 5 and 6, again, is to roll. A 6, they build the most expensive outpost. They don't have a spot available, so I'm assuming that they do not build one. So we'll just say that their action's wasted. So mine, I might want to start looking up here and getting stuff for points. So this is 2 points per building and boat. I have 3 boats and 1 building so far. So that might not be a bad idea. That's 16 though. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's most of my money. Oh wait. No, they did have a card. I forgot to give them that one. I need to remember to do that. So they did, what was it? The most expensive one. So they got this one that's got the 2 ruby fish on it. Ooh, and that changes because I think I might want to buy this one now. But I don't have a cave card. I could get this one that makes it so I don't need to have a cave card. Yeah, we're going to start by doing that. Robot's going to go and we're going to spend 3 to get this card. And while I have this card, I don't need a cave card in order to build the outposts. So flip over their card. 1 villager, build. Build the most expensive building with a bed. There's that one. Also gain 1 reputation and remove the leftmost villager. All right, now I am going to build again. That's 10. There's 9. We're going to grab this one, and this has our little squid guy, like so. This needs 1 villager. If this is round 3 or after, if you have an empty cave, they do not. If you have no empty caves, build the most expensive building. So it's a tie for these, so they'll get that one. They'll put the nut on it, and they get the boat. So now I'm half tempted to labor so I can get at least a couple of these over. So yeah, let's go ahead. We're going to labor with these 2. So because that's got a hammer, I can grab 2 things. The other one grabs the last crab. That also gives me 2 coins for the 2 laborers. So I was the first one with the squid root. So let's put me on there. I don't have crabs yet, so we're going to put the crab there. We'll put that one on there. We'll put this up for sale for them. And coinage. So their turn. So I'm going to shuffle this up and draw again. All right, so theirs takes 2 villagers. If you have explored this round, they have not. So they're going to explore a basic cave. That is going to be number 4. Water falls from stalactites in drops that sizzle into your torch in a spooky rhythm. Ahead, where daylight pours from a shaft to the surface, a young woman in an apron gathers mugwort at the edge of a muddy pool. She rolls her eyes when she sees you. Oh yes, come to take my supply of mugwort, have you? I've lived in this swamp since I was a baby, and you newcomers don't have a claim to every nice patch of herbs you can find. So you can offer to buy some of her herbal formulas. Explore 2, explore 4. We are going to the lowest, which is offer to buy some. So that's 4-1. Though still a bit prickly, the woman agrees to your offer. Plus 1 reputation, 1 rice, and 2 mystic brews. So now I'm thinking I might explore as well. Trying to think if there's anything else I'd rather do. I don't really want to hire anyone. Neither one of these can build. So yeah, we're going to explore. We are going to 74. You follow a slippery wooden staircase down the wall of a sinkhole. Your old shoes click on the rotting planks while pillars of steam pour from the pipes of a bathhouse below. An ancient toadfolk attendant nods a welcome, his wide eyes filled with cataracts, his skin covered in warts. How can we serve you today at the mossy water bathhouse, he croaks. So I can haggle for service, which is an explore 2 and pay a coin, or I can decline service and sneak around. Let's haggle for service. So I'm going to pay a coin and explore 2. So we'll start off with him. And so there's that. We go for her. Nope, we're going to move a boat over, turn that to a 6. So we have our 4, so we've exceeded it by 2. So we go to 74-1. You soak in a carved stone tub, eating fried snails and crunchy crab from a cracked plate. +1 reputation, 1 crab. Where's that crab? There it is. 1 crab and 1 mystic brew. And now I got another cave card, not like it's needed. The crab, I got the crab up there, so we'll place that crab right there. Their turn. Banish all of your ghosts, place it on one of your opponents. First player chooses, gain all the appropriate stuff. Let's go ahead and just give them a mystic brew by placing it on a one with the bed. And that was the 1 villager. Alrighty, so let's see, I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 coins with my boats. Pass, they pass. So first is a haunt. So I move down 1. I was getting there. I was almost there. We move into the last round. We get new villagers. We rest our villagers and boats. Collect our income. So I'm at 9, 10, 11 income. 10 and 11. So I'm going to want to try and definitely get some endgame point buildings now. Refresh goods on buildings. I have this little squid guy that I'm going to replenish right there. And then first player comes over to me and we are going to start the final round. So let's go ahead and start off by building with them. And we are going to go 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and we are going to grab this one. Because I have 3 boats and now 3 of these, so that's going to be 12 points, I believe. This is the one icon I never did find in the rule book. So round 7 for them. Gain the star building that is worth the most victory points for you. For you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's worth 9 for them. That's worth nothing. That is worth 1, 2, 3, 4. That's only worth 4. I'm not sure about that one yet. That would be 6. See what their goods are looking like. There's 2. So just 2 of those. So that's 3, 6. That's 9. What is that? Was 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 2 per each of those. So I'm going to guess that, well, this would be 6 plus that. This would be 3, 6, 9, 18. This one would be the best one for them. So that was one of their villagers. I'll probably move these around if need be, but right now we're going to go like that. And if they need to be moved around, I'll move them around. So my turn next. I'm down to 4, but I know I want to labor to get that. I also have the possibility of 3 coins up here. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Anything out here? 1 per crab. I'll have 3 crabs. Meh. If I buy this one, oh, I don't have 9 yet. You know what? Let's go ahead and banish. We're going to place this one where there's a bed, which is going to give me 3 coins. 1, 2, and 3. And a mystic brew. Like that. And then theirs is 1. They're going to build. It's 3 or later. If you have an empty cave, they do build the cheapest outpost. There's assorted ones, so we're going to go with this one. That gives them a straight 2 points. And then gain 1 reputation and discard the leftmost villager. 2, 4, 6, 9. I could go and do a dangerous one and just have that be it. Then all my coins go to waste. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'd be rough to get that if I did there. But I mean, I could exert them. That doesn't really matter at the end. So yeah, we're going to send these 3 on an adventure. We are going to go to a dangerous cave. Oh, that's cocked. 1, so 121. A giant swan descends into a sinkhole and lands in the crystal water next to you. Bring me some mulkey eggs, and I will reward you, she says. So hunt mulkey eggs is 5. Warn the mulkeys is 5, or 9 or 5. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I am going to warn the mulkeys. It's a higher likelihood of succeeding and exceeding. So let's go ahead. We'll roll for him first. We're good. We'll roll for him next. Yep, and now her. And we didn't need to use a boat. Cool. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is warn the mulkeys is 121-2. A huge swan is trying to steal your eggs, you tell the mulkeys when you find them. Well then, gents, we better eat them before it is too late, declares one of the brown swamp birds, breaking open the egg it clutches between 2 wings and sucking out the golden yolk. When they finish devouring the eggs, the mulkeys give you a few nuts they found. So I get 3 reputation. 1, 2, 3. I'm back to even. I get a nut. Cool. And then as a bonus, I get a mystic brew and a boat. Plus, I get a pearl. Give me a pearl. There we go. Their turn. If you have built this round, I believe they just did. Yep, they just built. Draw a new bot card. Build the most expensive building with a bed. If there are no beds, build the most expensive non-star building. That's this one, and it's got a nut on it. And I just realized I did all that, left the building so I can build a building, but I wasn't able to get anyone to be able to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I'm going to build that one, though. So move these over to get my 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. I think this is the best course of action as opposed to getting him. Although that would have given me... No, I passed on that one. All right, so yeah, I'm good. And then I'm going to move my crab down to there. Their next card is 1 villager. Build. They don't have an empty cave. If you have no empty caves, build the most expensive building, not star. That is this one. And then 1 more card. If you've explored this round, draw a new bot card. I don't think they have. It's been a while since they explored. Yeah, it's been a while. So they are going to explore a basic cave. And then this will be the last action. Then we'll get into endgame points. So 2. They are going to go to 38. A bearded man has gathered an audience of rats, their tiny coal eyes fixed on his chanting mouth and a wand he waves in front of them. The rodents follow his every move with drooping mouths. These rats are now my servants, says the man with a chuckle. Watch, at my command, they will search for food. So you are going to get the highest explore number, which is help the rats escape. You snatch the twisted wand and snap it into cracked splinters. Suddenly free, the rats scatter in every direction with a shrill squeal. The bearded man hits at you with gnarled hands, but you easily chase him off. The rats follow you to the surface, making a nest in the roots of a nearby mangrove tree. They gather a gift of food for you. When the villagers learn of their new rodent friends, they are not pleased. So they lose 2 reputation. They get 1 nut and 1 coin. Alright, so we still do the haunt. So they are going to go down 1 reputation. Now I am going to get some of this maneuvered around so we can get their board slid over and we can do end game points. Alright, so at the end we were supposed to place these in ascending order of how many they had. I kind of did that throughout there. So they technically could have scored for their Mystic Brews if they would have gotten the card. Same thing for their boats. That's the reason why they had received them. So first we're going to start with the advancement track. So the advancement track is going to score the points listed above them for each token. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 12. 12 and 8 is 20. I am at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 13, 17, 21, 25. Next up, a point per building, not counting the initial one and not counting empty caves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The reputation, so they are furthest, so they get 3. We get none for the track because neither one of us is there, so they get 3, I get 0. Then any card bonuses. So let's go ahead. I'm going to add up all of theirs first. So they received 27 from that card, that card, that card, that card, and that card. So now mine. And then 32. So I had this 6 plus 1 for the Mystic Brews. I had 2 here, 1 per rice, and then 2 per building card and boat. Finally, we do the ingredient track. So you get the points listed above it for the cubes. So I get 1, 2, 3, 7. And they get 2, 3, 4. We now total this up and see who won. Alrighty, so I end up winning 73 to 65. I will say there's a couple of times when you had to draw a new bot card. I don't know if you were supposed to still spend the villager on that new bot card, so they might have taken a couple of turns or a couple of less turns than they were needed to. It wasn't really covered in the rules about how that happens. So it just, to me, it's always, if it says villager on top, that's what you need to do. But I don't know if that one villager you spent was all of those actions. Outside of that, this gave you a really good idea, I believe, of how the solo works with the whole bot deck and etc. So if I could go ahead and get you to head down below and hit like, subscribe, comment, share, ring the bell. Let me know if you are excited for this solo version of Above and Below. In addition to that, we have a link to Miniature Market down below. If you go ahead and use that link to purchase games, then we do get a portion of sales back to here. That will help us get more games to help cover for you. Alrighty, so, woo, spooky!